we go. The fight you've all been waiting for. The showdown to determine boxing's pound-for-pound greatest. Ladies and gentlemen in attendance and sports fans joining us around the world, it's showtime. The WBC Welterweight Championship of the World, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Introducing the referee in charge of this bout, working in this, his 59th world title bout, Joe Cortez. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He enters the ring wearing blue trunks with white trim, fighting out of and representing Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico. He weighed in at a ready 142 pounds. His tremendous record represents the longest undefeated streak in boxing today, with 87 wins, no losses, an impressive 75 wins coming by way of knockout. He is a 5-time world champion in 3 weight divisions. Please welcome one of boxing's pound-for-pound greatest, the current WBC super lightweight champion of the world. Demos la bienvenida al gran campeón mexicano, introducing Julio Cesar Chavez. And his opponent across the ring is the defending champion, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing blue trunks with red trim. He is fighting out of Norfolk, Virginia, with a weight of 145 pounds. His outstanding record includes 32 wins, only 1 defeat, with 15 wins coming by way of knockout. As a 1984 Olympic gold medalist and a 5-time world champion in 3 weight divisions, he is one of boxing's greatest champions. Please welcome the defending WBC welterweight champion of the world, the sensational Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Once again, referee in charge, Joe Cortez.
All right, gentlemen. We went over the rules in the dressing room. I won a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
So, as we begin this long-awaited showdown, the biggest bone of contention, the judges. Here we go. Round 1 scheduled for 12 for Pernell Whitaker's WBC Welterweight Championship. Julio Cesar Chavez and Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Chavez can't threaten to pull out unless all 3 judges were from neutral countries. Then Whitaker's people said if there's any change in the judges, they'd go home. But then Don King and Dan Duba, the promoters, agreed to work it out. But we still do have a judge from Texas, Jack Woodruff.
I'll tell you what, Steve, I have bigger butterflies now than when I'm fighting. This is just, the anticipation is great. You can feel it in the air.
You can see that Julio Cesar Chavez is going for blockbusters to begin with, and he's not going for any of the jive, because Whitaker has boxed beautifully up to now, just feigning, throwing his little jab. But when he changes up and tries to change from one hand to the other, from left hand to right hand, Julio just put in 2 bombs.
He's starting quicker than he normally does, which is something I thought he might want to do to eventually take the legs away from Whitaker. And he's looking for the body shots, and he is looking for big shots.
Whitaker going in with Chavez. By this point, the strategies are no big secret, but this fight could boil down to which fighter can impose his will on the other. If one fighter fights the other's fight, that could be a mistake.
I don't think I've ever seen Chavez this wound up, because he's abandoning what was going to get him here, all body attack. He's going to the head and the body. He's going to finish this fight. I've never seen him this wound up.
And yet still the ultimate sportsman, an accidental low blow, they touch gloves. Still a lot of respect in that ring, and you're right, I've never seen him more emotional.
I mean, he usually passes his first round just chasing the guy around, landing a few body shots. This guy is out to end this as soon as he can. Chavez is.
He's more emotional here tonight before 63,000 plus in San Antonio than he was before over 130,000 in Mexico City last February against Greg Haugen.
It depends on your contrary, on your opponent.
Yes, sir. And that opponent is Pernell Whitaker, who's doing those deep knee squats now.
He just can't get rid of that clowning, and it's a jive that works for him, though. It's worked for Whitaker, so you can't criticize him for it.
Chavez is concentrating on the body, and right now Pernell's moving so quickly that there's times where he's actually got his right foot in front of him where he almost appears as if he's a southpaw, but he is fighting almost exclusively to the body right now. He's zeroing in on the body. He wants to kill those legs so that the body and the head will die later.
Well, up to now, Pernell has not put anything in hard to keep Chavez off or made him think. So what we're having here is what we thought we were going to have, a track meet up to right now.
Whitaker hoping the awkward southpaw style that he presents will frustrate Julio Cesar Chavez and pose difficulty for him as we head for the bell in the opening round.
And take a look at that right hand that Chavez landed. This is the kind of stuff that's going to make Whitaker think a little bit, maybe speed up his pace a little bit, because you don't take too many of those from Chavez.
Yeah, he put most of his work on the body during the first round. He's going to eventually come up top, and it's going to take a lot of energy and a lot of movement on Pernell Whitaker's part to keep him off.
Well, Chavez said, he told me at lunch today, we ate for 1 hour, and he said, I'm not going to go to the body at all. I mean, I'm not going to go to the head at all. I'm just going to the body. But he just can't wait for that bell to ring. I've never seen a guy this up as Chavez is this time. Whitaker's got to put something on him to stop him from being this wild.
Round two. Chavez, who generally starts out in deliberate fashion, has not waited as long to start unloading recently in his last few fights. Well, he snapped Whitaker's head back there as Joe Cortez breaks him up.
And Joe Cortez is saying, stop the infighting when I'm trying to break you up, because he is so anxious as Chavez that he keeps punching even though the referee's trying to break him up. He wants to put some hurt on this guy.
He gives you the impression of some legitimate bad blood.
Yeah, like you really want to put something on this guy. Let's get this over with.
Whitaker able to scramble away.
Nice
Sneaky right hand.
Another one.
Now Whitaker going to the body, but also to the arms, doing no damage to Chavez. There's a right hand to the top of the head of Whitaker.
Whitaker doesn't seem to be punching that hard, whereas Chavez looks like he's punching with everything he's got.
Pretty good right hand there by Chavez.
But will Chavez, in his haste, make the ultimate mistake of maybe overthrowing each punch and getting himself a little tired later on? If he doesn't, Pee-wee's in for a long night. But if he does, he himself could be frustrated in the later rounds.
Nice shot by Pee-wee.
By Pernell Whitaker.
Maybe the first good clean shot that he's hit him with.
Now the jab by Pernell Whitaker, trying to set up the left.
Again, remember, we have judges from foreign countries. Oh, good action.
As they trade punches.
And both body shots. Both trading body shots.
But that could bode well more for Chavez. But Chavez just walked into a sturdy left by Whitaker.
I'll tell you, though, on the way in, he caught Whitaker, too. I think both of them a little off balance, falling into each other. The aggressiveness is unbelievable at this early stage.
And that both guys are being warned about hitting on the break. They're fighting all the way through where the referee tells them to break.
Chavez looking to bore in. That snapped Whitaker's head. Whitaker, though, coming back.
See, Chavez knows he can depend on his chin. He doesn't feel Whitaker can hurt him, especially if he's going backwards and taking his power away, and he is just going to keep on coming.
And I charge the audience to keep watching the body shots, because that's all Chavez talked about. The body shots, no matter what happens, the body shots. And he has lived up to his promise. Again, the punching through the
There are going to be points taken away in this fight. Eventually, they're hitting on a break because it's now happening that Whitaker's doing it.
Pernell Whitaker mixing it up much more than anybody expected.
He's got to do something to keep him off. If not, he'll eat him up. Chavez will eat Pee-wee up unless Pee-wee puts some hurt on him, and he's punching away now. Another good shot.
Round 2 of the books.
Tremendous round.
Espéralo. Atenderme, espéralo. Ahí está. Cuando retomes el derechazo, pero combina inmediatamente con el gancho izquierdo luego.
Ya, ahora la lleva ahí abajo, tienes que combinarle. Tienes que meter esa izquierda, métetelo en la cabeza, arriba. El gancho izquierdo arriba que lo pones en el suelo. Porque eso está produciendo abajo solo.
I charge you, keep looking at this body punching. Watch the devastation as it's going to start them out of. That's in the kidneys and one under in the liver. And back comes Whitaker with a good body shot of himself. And here's what he's been warned for twice. Whitaker has been warned for, although Cortez has been warning him, but Chavez is just as guilty.
Well, see here, you'll find a little last shot. Just let me give it to you. Take this with you, just as they break up.
Round 3. When Whitaker first stepped into the ring for the first time as a pro, Chavez was already 44-0 with 1 world title. Just putting things in perspective.
Real low blow. Chavez landed a real low blow, but it didn't have the force. Another low blow, but to the butt.
Chavez now stalking Whitaker, but Whitaker holding his ground and coming right back, flicking that jab.
See, what Whitaker does that is effective is he steps around and then fires back. He doesn't just run and vacate the premises, as Camacho did quite often. He'll step around and fire back, and that's where he can be effective.
He's being effective. It's just not effective enough to keep him off and to win these rounds. It's not as if he's being overwhelmed at all. He's in this fight the whole way.
Whitaker with the jab, effective.
So far, his most effective round, finding him with the jab and his combinations.
So far, this is the first time he has been the aggressor. Even though he's not going forward, he's punching more than Chavez is.
Something that we and the people at home might want to look at, something that Muhammad Ali was a master at. Hit you with the jab on our way in and grab you and hold on. And this is something Whitaker looks like he may be doing. See it? Hit and hold on. If Chavez can't break loose from that, could be a long night and a frustrating one.
Well, he's reaching Chavez, but that's no mystery. A lot of people have reached him. He takes an awfully good shot.
Chavez continues to chase Pernell Whitaker, keeping his distance. But as he backs up, landing, Pernell Whitaker looking impressive. There's a sharp right by Whitaker that connected.
Takes a tremendous amount of energy to move like that backwards all night long and still be effective. We'll see when round 7, 8, 10 come around what happens.
Stamina could be a key. When will Pernell Whitaker get to conserve some energy?
My guess is never.
No, not this night. A nice thumping body shot by Chavez again. You can hear it all the way through here. Well, Whitaker having a good round here. This is the kind of round he's got to get if he's going to stay in this fight. Nice. See, he's not punching hard, but he is landing, and those are points.
Certainly his best round so far. Good bite, right hand to the body as well.
Whitaker now going to the shoulder attack. Approaching 20 seconds remaining, round 3. Terrific round for Pernell Whitaker.
Something else Pernell does is roll with the punch as well, so it minimizes the shots. A good right hook.
Good right hand by Whitaker.
No question about it. This is a good round for Whitaker. He finally has started to fight back.
Every chance you get, right?
Ain't some time I ain't got no more.
Right? Now listen, B, keep that circle. The jab is working good.
You're right.
Right? When you close, throw your uppercuts in close. You see how they're working for you? All right. Now keep your hands up there. Just keep him turning. Keep him turning.
See, you got your pace now. You got your pace, baby.
Okay.
All right?
Let's take a look at the jab that Whitaker's using, a double jab, effectively to keep Chavez off balance. And look at the work he does on him, holding on, spinning him.
Well, here you see that jab eventually gets in Chavez's way and sets up combinations where he can work off him. The jab is keeping him a little bit at bay, a little confusing, and Chavez is being, Whitaker's being reasonably effective with it.
Well, that's why Georgie Benton just told him your jab is working good, Pete. Don't abandon that jab. Jab and move around it. And certainly that was the formula. If he could do that.
Well, that's certainly the most we've seen Chavez tested in round number 3. Keep the punches up, says Joe Cortez to Pernell Whitaker.
There was a low blow there, and Pernell looked at the referee as if asking for a little help, and the referee stopped and gave them both a warning.
And now brawling tactics, brawling and mauling by Pernell Whitaker. Whitaker's hand and foot speed doing the job, and now the crowd booing lustily. Pernell Whitaker putting his arms around Joe Cortez.
He pushed him. And
he pushed him out of the way.
You don't touch a referee. That's one thing you don't do in boxing. Don't touch the referee.
That's a good way to get a point taken.
Chavez with a very low blow on the thigh.
Now that shot was to the hip and the thigh. Now you see, that's nice, but when it starts to slow you up, those shots start to work on your tendons and your ligaments. What do you do then? You can't apologize, so that's going to cut his mobility.
Now look what happens. Sweet Pea is chasing Chavez backwards.
Yeah.
This is something I don't totally understand.
But Chavez unloading. Got him in the midsection.
Chavez spun him around. That's all that was about.
Interesting that Chavez has had to resort to being a bit of a counterpuncher, even though he's being the aggressor most of the time.
As Chavez showing quickness.
Chavez showing some boxing instead of coming forward, and Pee-wee's taking the offensive. Nice right hand. Nice right hand by Pee-wee.
Oh, and a left to the belly by Pernell Whitaker.
Oh, look at that blocking move. Was that out of a football field or something?
It looked like a cross forearm.
You see, so now Sweet Pea turns and takes another shot to the hips. I wonder how many of those shots can take before locomotion is going to start to be effective. He is not going to be able to walk around this way.
He may swell his thighs up with that.
Well, Joe Frazier certainly did to Ali in his fights.
Less than 30 seconds in round 4. Another effective round for Sweet Pea Whitaker. Right hand by Chavez, and back comes Whitaker. Final seconds of the 4. Again hitting on the break at the bell. Chavez being talked to by Cortez.
Now you're boxing. Now you're boxing out there. Just do what you have to do. That's all.
You're doing it again. How you feeling? Now look, just continue to do what you're doing. Don't give him nothing. Give him nothing to hit. Keep that circle going for you. Keep that lever and keep that right jab working.
Hey, the thing's broke. I can't use it.
When you get on the inside, I want to see them uppercuts working for you.
I hope it's here, Ronnie.
Now you're doing a hell of a job there. The jab is the one that's going to keep it in check. When you ain't doing nothing else, I want you to jab. Right? Now listen. You see what I'm doing?
You don't like
killing it. It's killing it.
Maybe snap that jab like the uppercut.
Well, they're satisfied in Whitaker's corner, but I would love to hear what they're saying in Chavez, because he's blown those last 2 rounds, and now this fight's even.
And Chavez, very much aware of that, comes out storming to begin round 5.
4 or 5 straight body shots, and they seem to be very effective.
And very strong.
And now Whitaker very much in a defensive posture as he backs off on Chavez, who comes forward relentlessly. But back comes Whitaker with a combination to the head.
I think a lot of things that are going to be important with regard to the judges. How do they judge the big body shots and the little quick combinations of flicking right jabs and left hands that Whitaker throws. There are points, but how do they score them?
Chavez concerned with the judges before the fight. One is from Texas. The other two are England and Switzerland.
And in England, they love this kind of boxing that Whitaker does. They love intelligent boxing and punching, even if it's powder puff. But there's nothing powder puff about Whitaker. Whitaker's putting in shots here. Forget about it. He's putting in as much hurt as he's taken. Whitaker's fighting a fine fight against Chavez.
Thus far, a very impressive start by the champion, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. A crowd of better than 63,000 here at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Chavez country. They are waiting for Chavez to start pouring it on. But Whitaker has been too elusive to this point.
I'll tell you what, he's very aware, Whitaker, that is, of those body shots. He is dropping his hands to get him down near his rib cage every time they get close.
Pretty good poke there off the right hand by Chavez. That got Whitaker's attention.
It's a frustrating type of fight for Chavez. A man that likes to just fight and be a man's man, to be moved and worked around like this because he is being manipulated just a bit from time to time.
He's doing much better this round than he did the last two, in which Whitaker even took the offensive.
Chavez said before the fight he would not be like a wild man and chase the dancing southpaw. Whitaker just came through with a nice flurry of uppercuts, but he is resigned to the fact that he's got to. Chavez has been chasing him around.
Some of those uppercuts are what they call a shoe shine. They just throw them real quick and flashy, and they're for more of a visual effect than they are to be effective. But that right hook and left hand, they were meant to be effective.
Piece of gauze coming off of Chavez is going to cause him to stop this in a second, because that can flick in an eye and hurt you. There it is.
With 11 seconds, now 10 remaining in the 5th round, Joe Cortez does stop it momentarily. Whitaker looking very fresh over there, and Chavez leaning on the ropes, looking to get some air, some wind.
I wonder when they're going to stop putting surgical tape on gloves and put electrical tape that never bounces off. Enough already of this stuff. Chavez winning this round up to this point. Only had 11 seconds to go. Got a little breath of fresh air here. And so did Sweet Pea.
Yes, both of them.
Nice exchange there for ending the round.
Better than 63,000. We were notified by Jimmy Lennon Jr. before that that's an indoor record, but we have been told that Ali Spink still holds up, but not by much. Jimmy was awfully close. But you never know. A couple of stragglers can come into here in the next few minutes and they break the record.
You never can tell.
Ahí es donde le vas a... Él se está quedando ya un poquito. Vamos. Muy bien. Agarra un poquito más de aire. Eso. Venga.
Here's that little bit at the end of the round, which really didn't mean much because Chavez at this point had already won the round pretty big. He didn't need to go any further with this. Just a little shoe shining there, nothing much.
Yeah, Pernell's doing what he's supposed to be doing, but Chavez right now a little more effective for that round. Let's see if he can keep it up.
And his
Pernell
corner
can come back.
His corner is telling him, Bobby, all right, now you're starting to work on the body. Now step up the body attack.
Round 6 scheduled for 12. The WBC Welterweight Championship, the fight. But more importantly, the right to be called the best pound for pound in the world. What was that? What would you call that?
Well, he squatted down. He took a shot at what he thought would be his ribs when he got up, and he hit his butt instead. All of those things are going over the hip joint. That hip joint starts to swell, as it did when, as I said, in the Ali Frazier fight, and you cut your mobility. And he's hit them a lot in the hip.
Whitaker almost actually sat on his heels. He was so low. His rear end barely off the ground.
A buttocks shot by Chavez. Now to the head and body goes Whitaker.
You know, Bobby, if he slipped on that and he touched the canvas, they could have counted to him.
Oh, sure.
That's dangerous.
The chance of Chavez.
Good
low
shots.
blow.
But good shots by another low blow by Whitaker.
Joe Cortez was behind it. We saw it.
Both men working hard inside. Hard inside.
Vicious, intense infighting.
There is a rule we have in the gym. If a fighter hits you low more than once, you better get 1 or 2 back.
Chavez not getting any big clear shots at Whitaker. He's doing a masterful job of defense. Here's Whitaker, frustrating and absolutely staying away from harm's way.
And then landing with the left hand. Whitaker.
Another one.
Whitaker really fighting a nice fight.
The middle round chess match is upon us.
Again on the hip.
Same spot just about.
Boy, these hip shots are going to mount up.
The low blow by Whitaker.
That was an incredible shot. He thrust a left uppercut dead on the money, or I should say under the money.
South of the border. Apropos
for where he lives.
The thing is, they both threw body shots. We'll see that on replay. I mean, and they both landed south of the border. But Whitaker's was much harder, and it was centrally located. It was the perfect disabling shot. Now that remains to be seen what that's going to take out of him, out of Chavez in the next 2 rounds, because even if you start off, you ain't the same guy for a while.
And Joe Cortez will give Chavez as much time as he wants to recover. Julio says, okay. We continue round 6. Let's see how this affects Chavez. Oh, again.
Another one. Right back.
That's 2.
That was not
back.
Central. That was somewhere near Culiacan. But Chavez getting infuriated, and he lands
right in.
He connected to the face of Whitaker. Whitaker backpedaling and shooting out jabs. But the on-rushing Chavez not giving up.
Here comes that cat and mouse game again in the corner.
Final seconds, round 6.
A little after the bell work.
Vamos a ver, Julio, vamos a controlarnos un poquito más, ¿eh?
Se te sale mucho para el lado del gancho izquierdo.
¿Nunca la has agarrado todavía?
Fuera, para este lado se te sale.
Trátalo ahí. Esa mano la lleva protegiéndose abajo. Y cuando corra, no te pares tú, porque es cuando le puedes tirar, que no te tira. Tírate tirándole golpes, no te quedes parado. Ahí es donde le puedes meter la mano porque no está tirando.
Let's keep your eyes on the screen. Watch his first low blow. Watch Whitaker's hands now as he throws it right there. Now that, Bobby, is a low blow.
That was dead center.
That was
dead center low.
As bad as you can get. And
right
here's the second one.
Yeah,
again.
Right back. I mean, almost the exact same punch.
Off a foul-plagued 6th round, we begin round 7. Low blow extravaganza by Whitaker, and then hitting after the bell.
Again. Now Chavez was told in the corner, every time you stop fighting, you give this guy some chance. Keep punching as you've done all along. Don't stop punching on the guy. Keep coming on.
Whitaker has never had a knockout past the 7th round. Let's see what happens. It has been an impressive performance, though, by the champion, Pernell Whitaker, here in Chavez country. Whitaker nearly picked up at the hip. They continue to go at it. Joe Cortez has continued.
Joe Cortez is losing control of this.
Furious action, but a lot of missing.
I'll tell you something that I've done to fighters that bend that low. I hit them on top of the head, right in the top of the cranium. It's not an illegal shot, and it hurts like hell.
It's hard to penetrate the cranium of Julio Cesar Chavez, who has an abnormally thick one. I think Pernell Whitaker is discovering that.
Pernell Whitaker has been getting in some tough shots here. Tough shots on Chavez.
Working very effectively on the inside.
And it's a good thing he hadn't got a big punch, because if he had a big punch like Norris has, that would have been bad news for Chavez. He got hit and got his clock clean there.
landing as Whitaker tried to get away.
Another low blow.
Well, I don't think this fight will ever end in a disqualification, but he's certainly building a heck of a case.
According to the WBC Constitution, after 2 warnings, the referee can start to deduct points in terms of a low blow foul rule.
Break.
Well, the warnings have been issued.
Points will be deducted gingerly.
Something I think Chavez is doing that is actually a mistake is he's squaring up, making himself a bigger target because he's so frustrated. He's almost walking after Whitaker, and his right foot comes up, and he loses his own good, solid balance.
Left hook there by Whitaker. Excellent shot.
Whitaker is winning the generalship here because he's making Chavez fight the fight that he wants.
He is dictating the tempo.
And he's frustrating Chavez to death.
A crunching left, clubbing left there by Whitaker, and then he goes to the belt.
I'll tell you what, right now, things don't look good for Chavez.
No.
Whitaker's getting too much steam going, and he's going to pull this fight to even in a matter of moments.
And that is it for round 7.
Oiga, Julio, está aguantando mucho, carajo. ¿Qué espera para abrir?
Estás dejando lo que él hacer la pelea, Julio. Necesitas tú primero.
Vamos, no espere tanto. ¿Qué coño está esperando? Péguenlo donde sea, pero péguenlo. Coño.
Está esperando demasiado.
All right, let's take a look at Whitaker. Look at that shot right in there. And it wasn't just one, it was many of those right-handed shots. Let's take another look, Bob.
You watch it again. Whitaker's being sharp, using the jab, boom, right on the button. And he's using that little pity pat stuff. Chavez should not allow him to be so flustered by that.
Boy, if he could punch, Bobby, when something lands like that after 3 jabs, that hurts. If he could punch.
But then they wouldn't be so quick.
Yeah, you're right.
You're boxing beautiful. Like Jack, right here.
That's the most concern on the face of Julio Cesar Chavez we have ever seen as it comes out for round 8.
I saw something not only in the last round, but I saw him on the stool. He's never stayed on the stool that long.
That's it.
Ever.
And usually he stands. But that was because of a bad back. Left hand there got in by Whitaker. Chavez continues to be frustrated by the champion.
Chavez has missed so much that his punches no longer have that speed and reflex that he had before. He is being out-generaled by Whitaker, and it's showing on the face of Chavez the first time in his life that he hasn't been able to figure a guy out.
Chavez, who normally is stronger as the round goes on, is actually appearing to be a little weaker here. And as this is happening, Whitaker's taking a little more control, getting a little more accurate, and I'm carving a place under the ring where I can hide when the decision comes down.
A very worried crowd here at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio.
Well, right now this fight is just about dead even. I've got Chavez ahead by 1 because those early rounds appeared to be Chavez chasing, but Whitaker has gotten himself back into this fight, and I would be surprised if the judge from Texas doesn't have him ahead. I'll be surprised about that.
The other judges, England and Switzerland. Chavez now continues to come forward, but he is getting belted off of uppercuts by Whitaker. All headshots.
Whitaker has come on and is beginning to just control the action.
Here's something to throw into the pie. Does Whitaker at 147 fight Terry Norris?
Well, Norris said to us yesterday he'd come down to 147 tomorrow to fight Chavez, but that might change. Who knows after tonight?
Oh, another shot. I would say let's wait till the 12th round.
Yes.
This is a long fight. We got a long night. Beautiful body shot. Beautiful body shot by Whitaker.
Oh, another blow. I'll tell you what.
Whitaker landing to the head of Chavez. A clean shot. Flush on the face. Chavez stopped dead in his tracks.
Whitaker is just pummeling Chavez, something I thought we'd never see.
I'm glad we're not in Azteca Stadium.
Yeah.
Whitaker continues to have his way with The seemingly invincible Julio Cesar Chavez, undefeated, 87-0. Whitaker oozing with confidence.
His hand speed is beginning to tell, and what's happening is what happened in the Meldrick Taylor fight, which was that he went so far behind he needed a big finish, and that's what's happening to him again.
Will Chavez require another Meldrick Taylor-like finish to pull this one out as we head for the bell?
Listen, how you feel? Give me the same round. Keep him turning and keep giving him them combinations. You got me covered. Now you made a hell of a stand. Just keep making the stands like that. You understand? When punches come your way, just go with the punch. You understand? Go the same way the punch is going your way. The punch going with you. Now you got it covered. See, now this guy's getting.
Let's take a good look at the tremendous job Whitaker is doing. A body shot, another shot to the face, and away he goes. A more punching, and away he goes. Boy, he is fighting just like Meldrick Taylor.
You know, later in the round, he's doing the same thing. He's actually taking it to Chavez at certain points, pushing him back, pushing him into the ropes, and he's digging, and he's using the uppercuts up on the inside underneath. Very effective.
Well, Chavez is going to have to win around in here someplace to start getting back into this fight, or else he's going to be in a losing causeway.
Chavez being urged on in the last second by Jose Buffalo Martin as we begin round 9. When was the last time you actually uttered those words, Ferdy?
Yeah.
Chavez could be in a losing cause. That's because Pernell Whitaker has been near flawless here in the middle rounds. It's round 9, as I said.
The early rounds were back and forth, back and forth. The last 2 rounds, all Sweet Pea Whitaker.
And really, Sweet Pea Whitaker. I mean, there was no doubt about that.
Convincingly, Sweet Pea Whitaker. And to this point, this crowd bordering on disbelief. Right hand by Chavez.
A little bit of wobble in Pee Wee's legs just now, but he's fighting back.
He's trying to just get the motor started here and let loose with a flurry to get back in.
I can't believe I'm going to make the next statement that I'm going to make, but Chavez left not only his game plan, but was so anxious to come in here and prove how much condition he was in, how he's going to chase him. He's throwing all caution to the defense whatsoever.
Forgotten about defense. He's let his emotion, and he's not fighting in intelligence.
Tag Whitaker with the right hand. Whitaker with a wild miss. Is this a turning point here in round 9?
Whitaker returned the favor and hit him in his backside.
And the crowd reacts.
Julio's got this round in his hands if he just starts to throw more punches like that.
Again, Whitaker answering back off the body shots by Chavez.
It's a much better round for Chavez than the last couple, though. This is a round that's close and could go right down. There you see him chasing him, landing some clean right hands, some terrific body shots. And Pee Wee slowed up a little bit, but hey, it's been a tremendous past couple of rounds for him. He needs a break from time to time as well.
And I think that's what we're looking at. He's taking a break here because he couldn't keep that steam going that he did before. Nice little punch by Pee Wee, by Sweet Pea, I'm sorry.
That snapped Chavez's head back. Again, stamina could become an issue. A flurry by Chavez, but not much damage. Whitaker with a right hand. Now a left by Whitaker. Continues to be effective.
Another statement that I've never uttered before. I think Chavez is tired.
Fatigue looks to be taking its toll.
Again, the strap.
Oh, left hand. Crisp left hook there by Whitaker that connected.
And how do you score that? 2 or 3 blistering body shots and then a counter punch.
Wild finish to round 9.
Echarle agua por la cabeza. Agua por la cabeza. Respira hondo. Eso. Un poco aquí abajo.
Acepta el golpe, no te quedes a tirar. Tú ahí sales ganando.
They're telling him, you're winning. That's the kind of round we need. You can't stop fighting and let this guy get off. The guy is tired now. Come on now. We're going to win this.
Está muerto el tipo, está muerto, está dándote las últimas. Tienes que abrir cuando él termine.
He's dead, he's dead. He's shot his bolt in those 2 fights. Come on these last 2 rounds. You took that one. Give us this one.
Dale que vea más. Dale que vea.
The sense of urgency in the corner of Julio Cesar Chavez, looking to bolt off the stool and get back into it. We hit double figures. Round 10. Pernell Sweet Pete Whitaker, for the most part, has had his way.
Sweet Pete starting fast in this round. He seems to sense that he lost that last one.
A good case can be made for both fighters, but I think Chavez was just a little bit more effective. And once again, we see crisp counter punches from Pee-wee. Excuse me.
Because, as you point out, there is no defense or even a pretense of defense on the part of Chavez. He's coming in. He's willing to take the shot to land his.
See, Freddie, now you got me saying Pee-wee. I'm doing it too.
You say, well, he is small. You know, I used to call him Pee-wee when he was in the Olympics. He changed it to Sweet Pete.
Looks bigger than life right now in the face of Julio Cesar Chavez. Combinations.
Bobby, you may be right. Tired, fatigued on the part of Chavez. He's not throwing. You see the times that he had the opportunity to throw something, and he didn't throw anything.
Not only that, but he's missing opportunities. When Pee-wee just squats there and bends over, hit him on top of the head, it's legal.
Hit him anywhere, but he's not throwing a punch.
And Whitaker showing his strength just a second ago, just bowling Chavez back. There's a left hand, a quick left. Snapping shots by Whitaker, again penetrating.
And let's reiterate ring generalship, and that's the point. And that Whitaker is taking command completely. It's his ring generalship that's dictating the pace of this fight. It's not in the hands of Chavez.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've built this fight up. The hype has not been let down. The fight is every bit of it, but Sweet Pea is making a little bit of his thinker out of it for the Chavez fans.
Well, you haven't heard this place rocking in a while. That last round was the first big ovation that he got. See, he's tentative. Chavez is not throwing. He's not leading. He's waiting for the other guy to get off. And that big cry comes from his corner, you first. You first. He's
well, even after giving him the last round, I still have Chavez behind. He's got his work cut out from. There's only 3 rounds left. He may need another Meldrick Taylor-like finish.
Slapping shots by Whitaker. And they're getting through to the face of Chavez. Less than 30 seconds in the 10th.
I wonder what the odds in Vegas were on the draw, because I'd hate to have to get out of here with Sweet Pea winning the decision.
At last check, they were approaching 3-1 in favor of Chavez.
Outspeeding him. Whitaker outspeeding Chavez. 3-4 punches to 1. Chavez depending on the one big one, but is not bothering Whitaker.
Well, in the outset, we thought that Chavez would somewhere along the way try to hammer Whitaker. The hammer is on the other foot.
Or hand, as the case may be.
Or on the hand, as the case may be.
Punching the 2 rounds is like he did just there. They won't let the guy still lose 2 rounds. You understand? I don't give a damn what happened. Do not let this guy still lose 2 rounds. Now, you can judge when you're losing. But you're doing all right. Now, out-hustle this guy. Just keep your hands moving. Keep the jab going, and when you get close, move your hands.
Vamos a poner ahí todo el alma, Julio. Venga, vamos a ganarle. Vamos a ganarle. Vamos a poner desde ahora todo hasta que acaba la pelea. Venga ahí. Cambia golpes ahí.
Now they're telling him, don't let this guy win these last 2 rounds. You got to get all out. You need these 2 rounds. We can blow this thing. The same thing is being told to Whitaker on the other side. Don't let him take these 2 rounds. I got it dead even, and I think Whitaker possibly has an edge because of his brilliant ring generalship and ability to dictate the pace of this fight so far.
I still have Whitaker with a slight edge, and here we come down the wire, championship rounds.
Round 11. Yes, the words of Georgie Benton in Whitaker's corner, don't let him steal these last 2 rounds. And the same thing being said over in Chavez's corner to set the stage for round 11. but not too hard, fortunately for Whitaker.
Chavez is still bent on those body shots, and right now he should take any shot.
Well, he's being out-punched 2-3 and 4-1.
And Chavez really looks tired. He looks worn out.
He can't throw it.
Another low blow.
And Whitaker goes upstairs then. Whitaker, the peppery Olympic captain of 1984, winner of a gold medal, winner of world titles as a pro, looking for the ultimate badge, the first man to beat Julio Cesar Chavez. Could it happen?
It looks like he's on the way because he is the one that has the look of the conqueror here. He's the one that looks like he's in command, and desperation is beginning to be written all over Chavez's face.
We've just been informed that the odds are 20-1 on a draw in Las Vegas. And wouldn't you like to be sitting on a decision either way?
Right above us, Julio Cesar Chavez nearly sitting on our table. Chavez leaning on Joe Cortez, looking for leverage.
Chavez is looking like desperation is upon him.
Another of boxing's adages, even the greatness can grow old in a day.
Well, he went up to welterweight, too. Let's not forget that. And he's in with a great fighter in Whitaker.
31-year-old Julio Cesar Chavez probably never in his wildest dreams thought this would be the scenario at this stage of the fight.
Well, the answer is he didn't take the punishment that Meldrick Taylor did. He didn't start to fall apart. Meldrick was ahead by about 5 rounds when he fell apart, but nothing has happened to Whitaker. His defense has been so superb that he hasn't slowed down or it hasn't changed his game plan. And
the Meldrick Taylor fight was, Meldrick was actually considerably further ahead and sharper, but somewhere in between all that he absorbed an enormous amount of punishment, as you said, which just deteriorated him in the last 2 rounds. But that has not happened to Whitaker.
That did not happen at all to Whitaker. He looks nice and nice right hand. Left.
Whitaker with the left hand crisply.
Well, that's another one in the bank for Whitaker, and it's starting to look like the end of a long trail for Chavez.
Is this the end of an era? Round 11 is history.
Queda un round ahí, Julito, venga. Échale con todo ello. Échale con todo, Julio. El último, venga. Hay que morir ahí, Julio, arriba. Pero tienes que conectar y no te tires arriba. Quédate en la distancia de los golpes. No te tires el cierre, tira la mano primero.
Even his son is talking to him in the corner. And look at the punishment that Whitaker inflicts here. He's in command. His punches are crisp, they're sharp, as Chavez is flailing.
Something you'll see here too, when you're tired, even just that little sneaky quick stuff hurts, rocks, moves your head back. When you're tired, and Vince Lombardi said it best, fatigue makes cowards of us all. It also hurts like hell in the boxing game.
Here's the announcement for round number 12. We can't read the judges' minds, but it appears as if Julio Cesar Chavez may need a miracle finish here. 12th and final round.
I think he does. I don't think he could justify winning this fight.
Whitaker is holding on, and I think in his mind right now, he may be hearing signs of and replays from Meldrick Taylor's fight just the last round.
Yep, just hold on. Look at that. Let the round pass.
Will it be deja vu? St. Patrick's Day 1990. Chavez and Taylor. 2 seconds to go. Chavez winning. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah. Miracles seldom happen twice in a row, and they certainly don't in boxing.
Chavez called that a gift from God. They'll need another one.
He didn't get another one. And there was another low blow complained about by Whitaker, but the referee said nothing.
Even God can only be so gracious, I suppose.
Well, he followed your dicta. He tried to hit him on the top of the head.
Whitaker continues to impress. Chavez tries to spin him around, but to no avail. And they get caught between the ropes.
Precious seconds are flying. Whitaker is having his way. The ring generalship is clearly in his favor.
Good left hand by Whitaker. Whitaker not letting up.
A brilliant exhibition of ring generalship. He carried out the game plan of Georgie Benton and Lou Duva, and let us say that the gentleman is a great, great fighter tonight.
He is proving that against the seemingly invincible one, Julio Cesar Chavez, coming in undefeated in 87 fights.
If Chavez loses this fight, I predict he will retire.
Oh, he's got his own title to defend in December.
Yes, still the super lightweight champ. Blood on the nose of Chavez.
Damage on his face, something we are not accustomed to seeing.
Or he is either.
Less than a minute remaining in the 12th and final round. What a surprise here at the Alamo Dome, San Antonio. Pernell Whitaker may be on the threshold of being the first man to beat Julio Cesar Chavez.
The crowd is doing all but begging him to come forward and finish Whitaker. They sense a problem with the upset, and they know he needs a knockout. I certainly think he does.
Whitaker's left eye is now hurt.
There's 20 seconds. It's academic now. It would have to take a miracle.
Can Chavez
got it.
knock out Whitaker in the final 10 seconds? Whitaker won't let him. Too elusive. History. It could be history in the making. Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker fighting a near flawless fight. Brilliant ring generalship dictating the tempo from, Bobby, I'd say the middle rounds on to the very end.
Well, you know, right from the beginning, Pernell did not get into a slugfest, which is what Julio wanted, and he did what I said. He stepped around. He didn't run and back out after reset. He just pivoted, stepped off, recountered, something he had to do to be effective and win. And I'll tell you what, we got the judges now. They decide the future. They decide history right now.
So impressive was Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker coming here into hostile environment. The crowd here, as we mentioned before, from about the 8th or 9th round on was in disbelief. I think we can take it one step further right now. I think they are stunned. But now they're beginning to cheer. The decibel level, Bobby, gets louder. You think they could urge the judges on here with that? No.
The judges may just be just as afraid as we are of getting out of here alive.
And I think we are finally ready for the decision. Let's go up to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Jack Woodruff scores the bout 115 to 113 in favor of Whitaker. Judges at ringside, Mickey Van and Franz Marty. Both score the bout the same, 115 to 115, a draw. The decision is a majority decision, a draw.
A draw, and you can see the reaction of Sweet Pea Whitaker. He can't believe it, and frankly, I can't either.